Okay, so right now we are in the Tesla Model Y rear-wheel drive, and this one is a standard version. We'll check here FSD, how they're doing. It has 48%. So it has full FSD, but you only have traffic-aware cruise control, which is basically cruise control with detection. It detects the vehicles in front and it will slow down as the car gets closer to other cars, but that's it. It doesn't turn or anything. So it's a a lower version, or a less capable version of what they had before. For this one, what I want to do is set a destination, and then we'll see how the car does for the full self-driving. So this is gonna be an FSD test, and let's do some checks here. So I'm gonna get the car overnight, but like I said, it has 94% battery, and I'm gonna try to see if there's a way to make it go down without having to drive that much, but I don't think it's possible. I was told the battery test actually it's not gonna make the vehicle lower the battery charge. You basically have to drive, and there's a 100 kilometer like not 160 kilometer, I think, or 100 miles maximum mileage that they allow you to drive the vehicle for. So I might be able to do that, the 160 kilometers, but that if I look here at the battery, that's only 100 kilometers from the 400 that the car is able to do. So I'm not gonna be able to lower it by that much to see the full charge that the vehicle can take by just driving it. So one idea I have is to basically lift the temperature at a high temperature, basically. So have the heaters of the vehicle on for a while and see if that will make the car go down in electricity, in charge. But that's basically my option right now. So I'm gonna disable the navigation information there. Say I want to use HOV, avoid tolls. And something cool I noticed here on the lock is that the vehicle is able to use the hands-free well, this one, hands-free boot. So it says if you stand behind the car with your phone and unobstructed, then the vehicle will open the boot. So we can enable that. Driver door unlock mode, that's fine. And the other one I wanted to change is this one, auto shift. Okay, so I'm gonna set an address now. Let's say Langley. Well, let me just put it in let's put it here. So I'm gonna make it not too crazy. Let's see here. Let's go here, the steakhouse. So that's the direction. We're gonna get there with 91% battery, only 16 units, and yeah, let's try it out. So let me adjust my seat. I'm gonna put it back and then bring it. Oh, let me do this. Okay, so that way I can put the camera in. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see the camera fine. Let me just verify. I'm gonna have to adjust the seat out as well. The good thing with this one, which people complain about, is the seat controls are on the screen, which yeah, people complain about, but how many times you change your seats, I'm not sure, but if you well, if it's me, I don't adjust it that often, and you have different profiles on the phone, on the car that you can use, so I'm not too picky about that. So I think it's not such a big issue, but yeah, let me adjust the mirrors. Okay, let me adjust the other mirror. Okay, and yeah, I think that's it. Maybe this one as well. Okay, so let's save that and put this down, and let's do start full self-driving. Now the car is driving by itself. I'm not touching the wheel. Yeah, we'll let the car take me there. It's gonna take 16 minutes. I guess it's gonna be a test of how good the battery prediction is on the vehicle, because it says 418 kilometers. And actually, let's do I don't know if I'm gonna be able to hear trips. Let me reset trip A. Okay, so trip A is gonna be my metrics for the whole drive from today until tomorrow. I think it's a fairly good offer on, as you know, or you may not know, but in Canada there's basically 3 models. We have this one, the rear-wheel drive. Then the next up is the premium all-wheel drive, long range. And then the third one would be the performance Model Y. For this vehicle, you can get the MSRP price is $49,000 basically, or almost $50,000. But we do have an EV rebate of $5,000, so that makes it essentially $45,000 compared to the other vehicles. And the next vehicle, like I said, the premium one, it goes for $64,000 or $65,000. So there's when you account for the rebate, if you are eligible, most people are, I believe. I'm not sure how many times you can use the credit. So if you're buying multiple Teslas, you might not be able to use it. But depending on the eligibility of the what are the rules for that rebate. But okay, so it's a $20,000 difference, and this vehicle is fairly good for a $20,000 difference compared to the premium. Like, for a vehicle to have this system of FSD, I don't think you can buy right now a $45,000 vehicle that has this capability of FSD. However, if you're not buying the vehicle because of FSD, or for, you know, having self-driving, then you can find other vehicles at a similar price range that don't have this capability. However, you need to take into account that, you know, when you sell those vehicles or this vehicle, you might actually get better value for your money because it has that capability for people that do want it. On the other hand, it might be also, you know, outdated by the time that you're planning to sell. So I don't know. You need to think about that when you buy it. I think if I was buying a vehicle, I like to have the choice, and you do have with this one. So you have to pay monthly for the service, and you can cancel, or, you know, I don't know if you can pause the service, but I know you can cancel it and then activate it again. So technically, let's say on summer you do a lot of driving, road trips and all. There's a red light showing. There's and there was a vehicle in my blind spot. So the red light showing up there. Okay, so if you buy the vehicle, the FSD, you know, you can activate it when you need it, and when you don't need it, you deactivate it and just continue driving manually like a regular vehicle. So that's a nice feature to have, that you can enable this, and basically when you're driving to, you know, 2-3 hours drive or something on a road trip, the car will drive by itself for you. You don't have to worry too much about driving. Nice thing about the car driving by itself is that, you know, it's not as stressful, especially when you're driving in a new place where you're trying to look for directions in your nav, signs on the road, say which exit you need to take, and sometimes you miss it, and then you need to do, you know, to find another way of getting to your destination. So that's basically eliminated, and you're just supervising the vehicle to do the right things, right? Always able to take control of the vehicle whenever you want. So right now we're driving in the standard mode. It's basically going, this one is a good lane to be at. We could be on the HOV lane because electric vehicles are allowed, and I did enable that. It's turn left. We still have some way to go. And you can see here on the screen as well, if you're zooming into the video, you can see what the car is seeing. Another test I want to do, as I have this vehicle for at least for the night, is to test the back or the second row ability to take, you know, 3 car seats basically. So that's one I want to test. I don't have 3 car seats, but I think I'm gonna test with 1 car seat in the middle and then another car seat on the side. And so if it fits the 2, then it should be fine. I have basically 2 car seats and 1 booster seat, and that's what I actually need. So I want to test that and see how it does. Or I know another option, there's this brand that makes seats that you can fit 3 in 1 row, and the company is called Dionno. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but it's Dionno, Dionno, something like that. I think it's like an Italian company, so I tried to make a joke there. So far the car is driving really nice, and still have my feet near the brake. It should be turning right here. Now let's see what it does. But oh, I guess there's two lanes that can take that left lane. Oh, it's just gonna cut someone off. Okay. Thank you. It's nice of Tesla that they put this sticker on the outside talking about a $5,000 rebate. That's a good idea. I would have made it bigger. It seems a bit small for you know, advertising while the vehicle is doing demo drives. That's a nice idea, and that's something that others do as well. So it's not something only Tesla does, but it seems a bit small, but hopefully people can read it. It looks more like it's intended for people when they're walking by the vehicle to see it and read it, not so much as people while they're driving will notice it. I guess one way to try to lower the battery percentage would be to go up on a mountain road. Only problem is not that close to the mountains here. I don't know what happened there. It tried to slow down a little bit. I think it was in the car next to us. And the fact that it was kind of turning. I do want to test the highway, so that's for sure something we can try. See how the noise is. So far, it's not bad. I could try to do more of as well of FSD testing. One thing I really like was the summon feature at the Tesla service center, sales center, sorry. They told me like, oh yeah, just summon it, and I was like, are you sure? Let's try it. Right? It was fairly good. I don't think this one has the latest FSD though. So if I go to self-driving, which version does it have? 14.2. So actually that's old version. Right? 14.2. You need to check. I'm not sure. Is it 14.3 now? I think the 14.2 is not that old. Oh, and yeah, another test I do want to do was with the lights and see how good the lights are at night. So we're gonna do that. Let me see here. Oh yes, it's in software. FSD 14.2.2.5. Yeah, so that's not the latest one. I think it's 14.3. But anyways, it's pretty close to what's available. I think one of the things it doesn't have is one of the issues with the FSD is that it can read most of the signs, but for some reason the do not enter, or not entry sign, which is like a circle, red circle with a negative sign, it usually doesn't read it. Or like if the navigation route that it has is telling it to go. Okay, let me have my, this one is a tricky one to go through, and let's see how it does. I have my feet on top of the brake just in case. Okay, this one would be a good time. Yeah, that's a good timing. Alright, I didn't need to step on the brake or do anything. $9 all day breakfast. Maybe I should come. Okay, so we're getting close to the destination. I think I was gonna try to do a U-turn. I'm gonna let it do it, but I mean, well, it depends. I don't know if you're allowed to do a U-turn there. Maybe you are. Able to do it, but I don't think that's the right thing to do. That wasn't, yeah, it wasn't quite unsafe, I would say, but I did thought about taking over. Let's see how it does parking in this parking lot. Okay. So I wish there was a setting to tell the vehicle to be more picky about where it parks. I wouldn't park next to a pickup truck, but that's just me. All right, so the car was able to get to the destination, and I didn't do any interventions. I didn't touch the wheel, brakes, accelerator, anything. All right, so I'm gonna stop the recording now. I'm gonna get something to eat, and then we'll try to make another video later. Thank you so much. If you want to subscribe, please go ahead and subscribe, and if not, give it a like. Thank you so much.